and welcome to Meal Prep with Marzia. I'm Marzia Prince, co-founder of Plant Chicks, where we get you off the diet and live a sustainable lifestyle. So today's program is based off this book, Healthy at Last. Now, this is actually pretty cool because we got to see Eric Adams, the author of this book, present in real life at the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. So Jackie and I, we go every year maybe to one or two different doctor conferences built around lifestyle, not just our personal training on nutrition certifications that we have, but also we like to see what the doctors are doing, like to meet other like-minded people. So the Plantrition Project and the American College of Lifestyle Medicine are both great, I would say, conferences to go. You get continuing education credit, those units. And then also you get to meet fabulous people that have amazing keynotes. And one of the keynotes there was Eric Adams. Now, he told his story. He's a former police chief officer of New York City, and he had lost 50 pounds by going plant-based. And he was telling us the troubles, the struggles, and everything it was to be basically a chief officer, is it was? I'm not saying it right. To basically be the chief of police for New York, and how hard it can be to be healthy. And so his life was on the line, and he changed his life, and a plant-based lifestyle did that for him. Now let me read to you real quick his bio, because it's super fascinating, and he's such an amazing person. I mean, he's done so much, and he's still continuing to do things for the community and for himself, most importantly. I always believe you have to take care of your own house, your own self first, before you can take care of everybody else, before you can truly take care of anybody else, right? Okay, so here's a little bit about Eric Adams. So for the past 3 decades, Eric Adams had served as a resident of Brooklyn as a borough president, state senator, police officer, and coalition builder. In November 2017, he was re-elected for a second term to represent Brooklyn as borough president. Born in Brownsville and educated in the city's public school system, he is committed to ensuring Brooklyn's bright future by helping each and every one of the Brooklynites reach his or her full potential. So he's very involved in the community, and one part of the community is food, through food. And a lot of times we don't realize food has a big impact on our life. We do this with our family, it's for social, obviously hunger cues, like we're hungry, it's emotional. Food is very, very deep, and sometimes we can develop really bad habits with food. So here at Plant Chicks, we want to help you develop healthy, strategic strategies to living a sustainable lifestyle. We're here to help you find your healthy, whatever it is, going along this journey. Oops. Okay, so most of the times on my Amazon Lives here, I always show you guys how to cook healthy, whole food, plant-based meals, right? That are gut healing, that are just nourishing. But this time, I'm gonna do something different. So, like I said, Eric Adams wrote this book, Healthy at Last, about his transformation on a plant-based diet. And he took, it's great to hear a story, but he took a bunch of different recipes from his favorite cookbooks and put them all in here, which is fascinating. I'm like, oh my goodness. So you get his favorite recipes in this book. And part of being a plant chick is about eating 90% whole foods and 10% soul foods. Now, what are soul foods? It's what your soul's calling you, right? It's gonna be a burger, macaroni and cheese, pizza. Like, we know these are processed foods, but they have created these, I would say, soul foods a little healthier than the norm, than that you would get processed, that I decided I was gonna make you some soul food today. So I'm gonna make 2 recipes right in front of you from Healthy at Last. And these are, I would say, half of it, I don't want to say super processed, it's not. It's about 90-95% whole foods, which you're about to see. It's fascinating. I looked at the recipes, and the beauty about this show is I've never made any of these recipes before. You're about to see me make these in front of you for the first time. And I'm going to come up there and say hello to you, see who all is there. Hello. Ashley, hello, gorgeous. How are you doing? Okay, so this is the book, Healthy at Last. And if you're new to Amazon, everything I will be using in this I would say video of this live is down on the carousel. So if you want to purchase this book, get it pre-sale because it doesn't drop until Monday. So this book isn't even out yet. We got the first copy of it. As you can see, I have my little post-it notes over here, just, you know, the pages that I like. And I just want to make sure that you guys know that you guys can get the book, any of the items that I'm using for my pots and pans, and products or ingredients down in the carousel. So feel free to scroll through the carousel, see what I'm cooking with today and using, and enjoy. I mean, right there you can shop, one-stop drop, and shop, right? That's why we love Amazon. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin to cook, and let's get this going. So my husband is a big fan of burgers and macaroni and cheese. And I'm on a fast this entire week. So I won't be having any of this. This is straight goes to my husband. So I will be bummed I won't get to taste it. So basically, we are going to cook the first thing, which is the macaroni and cheese. So let me go ahead and grab this. So the first one's called a Chipotle Mac and Cheese. And of course, since this is plant-based, it's not real cheese. It is a vegan cheese, but it's made with whole foods. Now, I've made different vegan cheeses, but I have not made this particular vegan cheese. I'm kind of curious to how it tastes, which I won't know till next week if I do this again, but my husband will be our taste tester, okay? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. This recipe calls for, we're going to take some shells or whatever macaroni product that you like. Right here, I love this Jovial brand of pasta. It's my favorite one. And it calls for 2 cups of Jovial pasta. So I'm gonna cook this, like I said, right in front of you. We're gonna have fun. We're just gonna chat it out, talk it out. And so I'm gonna let the water go ahead and heat real quick before I go ahead and do that. So I've laid out all the ingredients for you really quick. So Jovial pasta is like my favorite, and it's, as I have to say, it's a rice pasta, it's brown rice. And what I like about it, it tastes like the real thing. So if you can't do wheat, this pasta actually tastes like a white pasta, like the wheat pasta, but it doesn't just, obviously it's made with brown rice and it tastes really good. So I put that in the carousel for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and preheat the oven at 425, which I did. We're waiting for the water to heat. Next up, we're going to cook the pasta after that, oh wait, hold on. We're gonna combine the cashews, hemp seeds, and let me put this over here like that, because I'm going to be looking at the cookbook with you guys. So I called for a 1/4 cup of cashews. I soaked this overnight. And so what we're gonna do is, since you're soaking cashews, it just makes it softer. And when you soak cashews, make sure you pour the water that it's been soaked in out. So we're gonna go ahead and pour that out. And then we're gonna go ahead and rinse it. Because basically there's enzyme inhibitors. This water that the cashew is in, it's dirty. So we are going to wash out, make sure we wash that really good, just a couple times. We're going to make the cheese sauce first. All right, there we go. So we're going to pour that 1/4 of a cup in there. So we're going to blend this. So it's asking for the next ingredient, which is the hemp seeds. So right here we have hemp seeds, and this is one of my favorite brands, the 365. And you know, hemp seeds are high in protein, so this macaroni and cheese is going to have healthy fats like the cashews and hemp seeds, and it's also going to have some protein because nuts and seeds have protein. So got some protein in that cheese. Then we're going to have right here, we have the next ingredient is going to be a Chipotle powder. This is what I have right here. So we are going to put a half a teaspoon, well measured out, of Chipotle powder. Easy enough, right? I've set up these ingredients so you can kind of see what it entails, but it's like, can you believe you can make cheese from these ingredients? It's kind of crazy, right? I always think that too. I'm like, really? Because I've never made this before. You guys are watching it. I really might have to taste this. I don't know. All right, my husband will have to be the taste tester in the meantime. Okay, tomato paste. It is asking for 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. So I got this organic brand right here. And then we're just going to put this in here. And usually if you cook with me, we don't measure anything, but since I've never cooked this recipe, it's always a good rule of thumb to cook the recipe first according to what it says, and you can always modify. The beauty about cooking is you can always change ingredients and you can always modify. Okay, so tomato paste, apple cider vinegar right here, and then we are going to put half a teaspoon. So I'm going to get my little teaspoon out. Okay, put that in. The next up, it's going to be Agave Nectar. Now this one calls for a little bit of sugar, and it actually asks for 1 teaspoon. I'm going to omit the teaspoon of Agave Nectar. I don't want to add any added sugars. I'm not a big fan of agave anyways, so I'm leaving that out. So feel free to leave an ingredient out that you don't like or doesn't go with you. I'm like, why do I need sweet in there like that? So anyways, okay, tapioca flour. This is asking for 3 tablespoons of tapioca flour. Is it teaspoons or tablespoons? Because that would not be good. Tablespoons. Okay, so tapioca powder is actually a thickener, okay? So a lot of people are like, what is tapioca? I know, right? But it's actually a thickener, and it's a great ingredient to use to thicken up stuff like stews and meatloaves and stuff like that. So, okay, so tapioca flour, nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and I would say, especially if you're vegan, you guys, who doesn't love nutritional yeast, right? So it says 2 tablespoons, make sure I have 2 tablespoons, and I might add 2 heaping tablespoons, a little more than it calls for. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of that tapioca flour. Paprika. You guys know I love me some paprika. I will eat that anytime, anywhere, on everything. So here I go with some paprika. What's it called for 1 teaspoon? Asking for a lot of teaspoons. So here we go. All right. The moment when you realize you put in a tablespoon. A teaspoon, a tablespoon, I have them right here, but that's okay. I do like smoked paprika. So we will go with that. And then let's see, what else is it asking for? Some salts. We got a little bit of sea salt in here, so I'm just going to move that. And it's asking for 1/4 of a teaspoon, so I'm just going to put a little bit. Salt helps bring out the flavor. I got some Himalayan sea salt, and our favorite brand is we put down in the carousel below. You can check that out. And then next is 1½ cups of water in a high-speed blender. So let me get the measuring cup. And we are going to put in 1½ cups of water. There we go, so 1 cup, and then 1/2. Easy enough. Okay. And then I am going to blend it up. So you guys know that it's the rule. You know how people like take shots and they drink when you say something? Every time a plant chick blends a blender, you have to dance, okay? So blended time, here we go. I think that may be good, but we will see. Let's do a little bit more. Ooh, it smells good. Hold on. So that is blended up well, and it says that we need to put this in a saucepan. And you guys know I absolutely love my All-Clad. I've had them for 15 years. I put the carousel below, but All-Clad is my favorite dishes, and we've had them for 15, and I suspect we're going to have them for another 15 years. So it says transfer to a saucepan, turn the heat on, and then we'll put it on there. So right now, I will put this on to heat up, and since this is boiling, I'm going to add, oops, there we go. All right, so that is going to cook, and then we just have to wait for that to cook. So that seemed like an easy enough macaroni and cheese recipe. Well, it's Chipotle Mac and Cheese recipe. It's still not done because when that cooks, we're going to put it into the oven. But while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and do the next recipe for you. So I'm going to rinse this out really quick. And then while we're going in between recipes, I want to see who else is on here. Hello, hello. You love these dance breaks. Hey, how are you? Hello, hello. Joshua, hello. Was it Matt? It says Matt? Matthew, I guess. Hello, hello. So I am Marzia Prince. Jackie is the other co-founder of Plant Chicks. She is running our, moderating the group chat. So if you have any questions, please put it on there while I'm going along because she'll respond to you immediately. So I'm going to go back and finish this other part of the recipe. Okay, so that was recipe 1. Recipe 2 is BY burgers. So, let me go back real quick since that's cooking up. I was going to talk about this really quick. So the Chipotle Mac and Cheese from Healthy at Last book, it was actually created by Megan Sad. She's a vegan chef, and she is the author of 30-minute vegan dinners. So she has 75 plant-based meals that you're going to crave, and this mac and cheese is one of them. So this recipe right here helped Eric Adams get healthy, and it is from Megan Sad, the author of 30-minute vegan dinners. So I love that as plant-based people and vegan people, we can get together in community and share recipes and like break bread, so to speak, but we're actually sharing plants. So we're sharing plants to get others healthy, and that's what it's all about. It's about sharing recipes and enjoying our food. Now this is our soul food for sure, but just like nourishing and healing. Now all the ingredients in here are actually, this macaroni and cheese is super healthy. The only thing is the pasta part, I want to say pasta is a very healing food. That's more of a soul food, like if your soul's calling it, you need to eat it. So that's what the pasta is for. So enjoy your pasta. If you like a white pasta or wheat pasta, then eat it. I happen to like this jovial one. It tastes like white pasta, but it's actually brown rice. So I prefer myself to do more of like a gluten-free type of nutrition. I still eat grains, but I just eat gluten-free grains. So there you have it. So that's that recipe. Let's go to the next one. Oops, let me get my marker. I need my place marker. Okay. These are called BY burgers, okay? And this burger recipe, it says right here, Bryant Jennings is an American heavyweight boxer. This is his recipe from Philadelphia. He turned pro in 2010, and he went on to score 19 straight wins. Then he went vegan in 2015. So this is Bryant Jennings, a boxer's recipe for these burgers. And so basically we're going to make these burgers right in front of you. I'm going to fry it up. I did go ahead and get all the fixings for my husband. You got the burger right here, the bun. We have some tomatoes, lettuce, pickles, and onions. We have ketchup in the fridge. We'll probably toast this and then put his burger on here. So I'm excited to see what these burgers taste like. I mean, I don't know what these burgers taste like. I do want to know what they taste like, but it is what it is. I'm on a fast this week, so my taste tester, aka my husband, will let us know. Okay, so I can hear this boiling in here really quick. So if I take little breaks, I'm just going to stir this, and we're going to put a little sea salt into the hot water because that helps it prevent it from sticking. All right, so we got that nice and cooking. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move some of this recipe stuff off to the side and prepare for the next one for you. And you guys, when I do these recipes, you're seeing me cook it right in front of you. And this is literally, I'll do anywhere from 2 to 4 recipes. You'll see me do this in an hour. Now, this is great for meal prepping. So if you need to meal prep, this is fantastic for it. I mean, everybody needs to meal prep, right? It saves time, it saves money, it's super healthy for you, that's for sure. So we're going to get the next ingredients out here, and let's see, what else do we need? That way you guys can kind of get an idea. And you guys, if you want to learn how to go plant-based, Eric Adams in this book, Healthy at Last, he really breaks it down really simple for you. And you know, like I said, he's a busy guy. Like he's slaying all over New York, trying to make it a healthier place. And basically he's speaking everywhere. He's an author, he's sharing his story. But I love that he's able to share the plant-based message with people and his health journey, because a lot of people just are not healthy. You guys know the stats. 65% of the US is overweight. Of the 65, 37% are obese. So that's more than the half of the US is overweight or obese. And that's not including the people that are, I would say, a normal weight that are unhealthy, right? So, you know, I was a skinny fat person growing up, and I was super unhealthy. I could eat anything I wanted. I could drink, you know, I would say eat burgers, like really bad ones. I could just live off processed food and fast food, and I didn't gain a pound. So I feel like that stats, you could be skinny fat. They're not accounting for people that were skinny fat. I was totally a skinny fat person, and I was totally unhealthy. So it doesn't account for those people that are people of normal weight that chow down on crap, which is calorie-rich and processed food. So we're here to give you healthier version of crap, right? So this right here are these black bean burgers. So let's go to the next recipe. I'm going to keep this open. All right. So we are going to take right here. I had put, it says a can of black beans and a can of chickpeas. So I have pre-did this for you to save you from the time. And I took it out and I put it in here and I mashed it together. So super easy, super simple. You just take 2 cans of that, 1 of each, put it in a bowl. All right. Next off, it says right here, we need 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. So is it teaspoon or tablespoon? Because it's like left or right. I never get those right. Tablespoon. Okay. So we have 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. You guys, chia seeds are a super healthy fat. So you get your omegas from it. So we have 1 teaspoon of this with our healthy carbohydrates with fiber and protein. So beans have, it's kind of like a triple trifecta. It's got protein, like good complex carbs, and then it has fiber. So it has a little bit of everything in there. And it's going to give you energy. It's very healing to the gut. And you know, like the recipe I cooked last week, it was what was it called? Live to 100. All the people that have lived to 100 in the tribes from the blue zones, they mainly eat beans. So beans are good for you. All right, so we got the beans going, the chia seeds. It says 1 red bell pepper chopped. So I chopped 1 bell pepper finely for you guys, so you can see that. Okay, next up, it says 1/4 cup chopped walnuts. So we have 1/4 cup. These aren't really chopped, but I will do my best to kind of smash them in front of you. So we are just going to smash it just like this. Just crumble it up. Again, another healthy fat. And you know, walnuts are actually good for the brain. See, isn't it crazy that a walnut is shaped like a brain, and it's actually good for the brain? So we are going to do that. I'm going to add a couple more walnuts to it. But this is going to be the heart of the burger right here that we're making. I cannot wait to taste it next week. I will be so sad. I'm like, of all weeks to be cooking soul food on a fast, right? Okay, so I'm going to stir this up really quick because we may need to get that out in a minute. Okay, so the next up in the recipe, the chia seeds. Okay, bell pepper, walnuts. Okay, breadcrumbs. I have these panko, these gluten-free panko breadcrumbs. They're vegan, super good. And this helps thicken up the recipe. So we are going to have 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Where's my 1/2 cup? Oh, here we go. I forgot to bring these others over here. You guys, I love these by OXO Good Grips. They last, again, forever. All right, so we're going to do 1/2 cup of these breadcrumbs. And put that in here. Yum, yum. And then we're going to do 1/2 cup of tomato paste. So this right in here is 6 ounces, so we need at least take 4 ounces of it. So let me grab a knife and a spoon really quick and And we are going to add that right here. All right. What is your favorite vegan soul food? Is it pizza? Is it burgers? Mac and cheese? Mexican? Like chips and salsa? Yesterday was National Walk Day, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And then I realized I was on a fast. I'm like, no. Can't all this be the next week? Okay, 1 teaspoon of onion powder. So we have garlic powder and onion powder, which we'll both be using. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 1 teaspoon of this. Put a little extra in there. I feel like you can never have enough onion powder or garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Oh, here we go. It's a little hard to come out. All right, here we go. Good. So we got our garlic powder, a little bit of sea salt. You guys know that salt brings out the taste. I never really add salt to my food a lot, so I'm just going to kind of sprinkle a little bit. But you guys need some salt here and there. I usually put it on one of my meals because I eat plant-based. 3 meals a day are plant-based. And usually the salt I have is usually on dinner time. I might add a little bit to it. Usually I cook SOS free, salt, oil, sugar free. But if it's a soul food, I will add a little bit of salt to it. And this is a soul food that I'm adding salt to. Okay, so 1/2 teaspoon of the smoked paprika. So let's go to the 1/2 teaspoon. Let's see, 1/2 teaspoon smoked paprika. Oh my goodness, this looks really, really good. And then let's see right here. And then it will say, so stir in the bell pepper, walnuts, breadcrumbs, tomato, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, paprika. Mix well and combine together. So I'm actually going to use my hands to mix this well. Let me get this out of the way really quick. Got my thing right there. All right, so we're going to mix this until it is mixed well. You know how you guys, it reminds me like back in the day when I used to do meatloaf and I'd smash it with my fingers. I do the same thing with this. You want to make sure it's nice and mashed all the way through. Now we're going to use a spoon too and mash it. But there's chia seeds in here, so we want to make sure the chia seeds are, you know, thick all the way through. Remember, this is a food that a boxer used to prep. So it's one of his favorite burgers. All right, I'm going to get the spoon out and we're going to mix it. I'm curious to how this will taste. But it does smell good, guys. I wish you guys could smell this. Because when we cook these burgers, okay, I love a thick, dense burger. But we're waiting on some of this, right, to cook through. It's very tempting to like eat this. And the good thing, what I like about these burgers are, you can just make, see we have enough to probably make 4 medium ones, or I would say 6 smaller ones, depending on how big you want your burger. But so when you do this, you can take one burger, make it, fry it up, and keep the rest in the fridge, wrapped up, until you're ready to eat. That's the beauty of it. I wouldn't pre-cook the burgers, so to speak, until you're ready to eat it. Because another thing is you can let this marinate in the fridge. I was reading the recipe, and to have better flavor, they said take this mix, this burger mix, and put it in the fridge overnight for better flavor. So, but like I said, I'm making this in front of you. I didn't want to have it pre-done because then this live would be 2 minutes. So you're seeing this right in front. Boom. Okay, the burger is done. So what we're going to do, I don't cook a lot with oil. I stay away from oil. So when I'm making soul foods, I still cook with veggie broth. So if your goal is weight loss or to maintain health, oil is probably not your friend, right? So it's okay to have it here and there sparingly, but what I like to use is low sodium veggie broth as my oil, and it does the same job. It's super easy to do. You just pour a little bit in there, and if it starts drying up, just keep pouring a little bit, okay? So we're gonna make a burger. This might be done. Let's see. Almost. We are almost there. So my husband, he gets to benefit from the fruits of my labor from cooking on Thursdays live. So right when we're done with live, he gets to eat. Okay, so this is doing well as well. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna bring this off. Yes, this is perfect. Okay, I don't know if you guys could see this. I should just bring this up. This cheese sauce totally thickened up. So, hey Ashley, look how thick this cheese sauce. That is legit. I did not know it was going to be like that. Like, who knew? Oh my gosh. This looks delicious. I'm going to go, but I can't. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this into the oven. We're going to cook that. So this looks like it's about ready. Let me put this right here. Let's stab through it really quick. Oh yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is, all right, so we're going to rinse the noodles. All right, get the water out. And now we're going to take a pan and we're going to put the noodles into the pan. And where's my cheese sauce? For a second I was like, where did it go? So we're going to put this delicious, look how thick this cheese sauce is. Like, oh my goodness. I'm so jealous that I will not be getting to eat this. Holy schmoly. Now this is legit. I will definitely have to make, that's how thick that cheese sauce is. That's how thick the cheese sauce is. Hold on here. I gotta stir this up. I need to make sure this is nice and stirred up because we're actually going to bake this. Like, who knew, guys, that this was going to be that thick and creamy? I've made cheese sauces before that were watery. Who's with me? Have you made a vegan cheese sauce and it was horrible with water, right? And it was all watery. I'm like, this is a recipe? But this is what that tapioca powder does. That it thickens the recipe up. But I've had some that have not had it. Oh my God. I want to go, but I can't. Okay, you're watching. Holy schmoly. Now to make this legit, we're going to take those gluten-free panko breadcrumbs and we are going to sprinkle this on the top so that it's like nice. You know when you bake macaroni and cheese, it's got that little crisp on the top and it kind of browns. Let me find out how long do I cook it for because I heated the oven to 420. And so we are going to cook this from 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to put this in the oven. And we are going to set the timer for, let's do 8 minutes. 8 minutes to be on the safe side, just because I've never cooked it. All right, and then I'm going to make a burger really quick. And I'm going to make it very substantial for my husband. So kind of thick. Oops, here we go. So make a thick burger for him. There we go. Make sure it looks good. And then, all right. This is looking good, guys. I wish you guys could zoom in and see this, right? Okay, so we're going to turn that off. I'm going to put low sodium veggie broth. Do you hear it frying in the pan? And then I'm going to fry that for a few minutes on each side, okay? You guys, every time I do meal prep with Marzia, my kitchen is destroyed. But that's what your kitchen's supposed to be like with meal prep, right? It's like super destroyed. So as you saw, I made the burgers in front of you, mac and cheese. So the mac and cheese is going to be there for 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I always like to do less time so I don't burn it. And then the burger's cooking, it should be done about that time, which, how easy is that? I just want to make sure I keep flipping the burger. All right, so let me see what it says right here about the burger. And we will check this out. The burgers. Yep, so you're going to cook it on 5 minutes on each side until it's golden brown. So we'll let that cook it up. So in the meanwhile, I'm going to come up there while that's cooking for 3 to 5 minutes. Hello, hello. Let's see. You're like, oh my God, this is so legit. Don't you just love soul food? Like, how delicious is soul food, right? It's just one of those things you have to have. And I always liked, don't get me wrong, I love a good processed vegan burger, like Beyond Burger or Impossible Burger, but sometimes it's really good to try one of these whole food burgers and just have something different. But it's like when you want that burger and you're like, you know what I mean? But you want to be a little healthier. This is kind of the best of both worlds. So this is what I really like. But if you guys want to say, check out Healthy at Last, check this out in the carousel below. You'll see everything on these recipes. Like when I was reading this book, he's just a fascinating guy. You guys can follow him on Instagram too and learn a little bit more about his story. He's got some pretty educational and motivational posts, but he's always working to make New York a healthier place. And we just need more of that. We need more like politicians and people that are in I would say a political position too, to have a healthier mindset, because a lot of this stuff, people aren't healthy. They just really aren't healthy. And then it's more about money and dollars, and it's not about health. So we just gotta bring it back to basics, back to health again. So you're going out Saturday for soul food with hubby and ice cream. Yes. Okay, you guys, so my birthday is Monday. And so my hubby's gonna take me for dinner on Saturday. I don't know where he's gonna take me. And that's gonna be straight up soul food. And what's crazy is I'll be getting off the fast. That morning I break it. I will have a healthy lunch, but I will splurge on a fun dinner, and then it'll be back to eating healthy again. So yeah, that's gonna be my thing. You heard about Eric Adams on the Plant Strong podcast. Yes. So he's all over the place right now. So this doesn't get released until next week. And he actually sent us a copy. So we got a copy before anybody did. So I feel very honored and blessed that we got a copy of his book. And they sent it us like a month ago. We're actually going to be interviewing him. I think it's Monday, September 21st. If Jackie's on here, if you're listening, I think that's the day, but we're gonna interview him. And so you guys, you have to join us on the interview as well. I would love to be cooking it up in the kitchen with him, but cooking his recipes from the book will just be as efficient. Monday at 8, yes, so Monday at 8 p.m. in the tribe, on our Plant Chicks tribe, we will be interviewing Eric Adams from Healthy at Last. He's very, very inspirational. And I would say what he does in here, it's very doable and sustainable. Like, he didn't go crazy all or nothing, you know. It's one of those things where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. He was sick and tired of being sick and tired and watching people die from preventable health issues. And that's what it's about. Oh, hey, Ashley, you go, woohoo, almost birthday, can't wait to see what you eat. Me too. Me too. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to eat. Oh, you're like banana and ice cream. Okay, so let me get back to the burger while you guys are chatting away. Alright, let me do it to the other side. Now anytime, like I told you, anytime that this gets really dried out, you want to put low sodium veggie broth. And oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, I gotta put the fan on real quick. Well, that's cooking. But how easy is that? So I'm actually going to toast this bun for my husband. So we're going to toast this because he likes his buns toasted. Put the burger on top with lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and get some ketchup for him with some mac and cheese. Hello! Let's see, where's the ketchup? What other things do you want to see here on our Amazon Lives? What other shows, what other books would you like us to cook from? We love cooking from different plant-based recipes, so if you have an idea for what recipe or what book that you want us to do, please let us know. We'll give you a shout out. We love spreading the plant-based message to other people. We love sharing other people's work, like Eric Adams. Love what he's doing. Got to share the message. We got to support each other on this health journey, because that's what this life is about. It's about supporting each other. And if you can be with a tribe of people that help lift you up, why would you not want to do that? You got to pick your people and, you know, encourage and nurture and help each other get healthy. That's what it's all about. Jackie and I found our stride as plant chicks, you know, after we beat our toxic lifestyles, and, you know, how we found each other was just a miracle in itself. But us bonding together and meeting other Plant Chicks tribe members and other plant dudes as well, it's been nothing short but fabulous. And I've been in the plant-based industry for 11 years, and I've watched it grow so much. Whereas Jackie, I think it's been 5 years for her. So we've been in this lifestyle for a while. It's not a trend for us. So know that a plant-based whole food lifestyle is not a diet, it is a lifestyle. It's a way of eating, it's a way of healing, and it's a different form of self-love. So a lot of people, when they talk about self-love, they just think it's about mental health, but it's a little bit of everything. It's mental health, it's how you talk to yourself, it's what you eat, how you move your body, getting some of the basics. Remember I always talk about being a basic bitch? You need to be, well, you don't want to be a basic bitch, but when it comes to health, the basics are where it's at. Food, exercise, water, sleep, community, and positivity. That's where it's at. I'm so thankful that we have this. Plant dudes, thanks for including me. Yes, plant dudes. No, we love our plant dudes. We really do. I mean, right now, Jackie and I, we are training a few husband and wife teams, and we love to see the husbands get in on it. Because sometimes the wife is usually on the diet, quote unquote the diet, and the husband's like, what the hell is that? And then sometimes they'll join in, and we love it when we see men join in with their, if you're married or dating or spouse or whatever, partners, but we love seeing couples just pair up into health, because I feel like it makes it easier. And you guys are, I wouldn't say on the exact journey, because you're not, you're on a similar journey, going to the trajectory of being healthier, right? That's what it's about, on being healthy. Okay, let me go check on this burger real quick, and I'll bring it up so you guys can see this. And my husband will be the taste tester. Like, I hope it tastes good. You can ask Jackie. He literally texts me on some of the things he does not like. All right, so this is looking, okay. This is looking good, guys. Looking good. Let me check on the mac and cheese. Oh, okay, so maybe the mac and cheese needs a couple minutes. Timer 200. Okay, so let's hold on my microwave. There we go. We got about 2 more minutes. And then while we're doing 2 more minutes, where are you guys from? Like, who's all on here? You can't wait to see the food. I know, it's like taking a little longer than expected. No, I was kidding. Now, well, you're seeing me within, if I wasn't talking with you guys and I was just cooking this up, it would probably take me a total of 20 to 30 minutes, because the recipe's that easy, but of course I'm kind of going through the process, sharing some things with you. So it takes a little longer, but you know, at the end of the day, cooking, it's a form of self-love. It's 30 minutes, and anything under 30 minutes is my jam myself, because I like things that are short, fast, simple, and sweet. I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and I don't like to have things with a ton of ingredients. These are simple ingredients, and it may look like a lot just because half of them are spices, and the other half are not, and the other half are food. So you have half spices, half food, okay? So it makes it that much easier. Okay, so I'm gonna toast my husband's buns, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got this really cool toaster, It's in our Amazon store. You guys will have to check it out. It's a digital toaster. It is so cool. Okay, so let me go ahead. Fresh. Toasting it. You guys, as I'm making this, I'm getting like super hungry right now. So, oh my gosh, this smells so good. Okay, it's almost go time. When that's toasted, got 14 seconds. Make a little shake out. You know, my booty's sore from yesterday's workout. So if you guys did yesterday's booty band workout, so you'll have to check it out on our Amazon page. Oh my God, I'm sore. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Okay, let me turn this fan off. We're just waiting on the bread, and I'm gonna plate it for you guys. Oh my goodness. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna do the burger first, and then I'm gonna scoop the mac and cheese onto the plate. And I'm gonna bring it to you guys so you guys can see it. And this is definitely all sorts of yum. I'm like, holy cow. Where's that bun? Okay, here we go. It's coming up. We got 10 seconds. I think we're done. Boom. Woo! That's hot. Okay, you got some ketchup. We're gonna put some lettuce. That might be a lot of onion. Let me do just a couple onions. Let me put this aside. So we got some pickles. Love me some pickles. And then we have tomatoes. Some tomatoes on there. Now for the burger part. Okay, so let me just show you this before I plate it. Let me show you this. Look at the burger. We have our lettuce, tomatoes, onion, ketchup on the bun. Let me go get the mac and cheese. Oh my goodness, guys. This looks super, super delicious.